Zorbing is the recreational sport of rolling downhill inside an orb, generally made of transparent plastic. Zorbing is generally performed on a gentle slope, but can also be done on a level surface in pubs and clubs around the UK, permitting more rider control. In the absence of hills, some operators have constructed inflatable, wooden or metal ramps. There are two types of orbs, harnessed and non-harnessed. Non-harness orbs carry up to 3 riders, while the harness orbs are constructed for 1 to 2 riders. Double harness spheres have different slope requirements, and must only be operated in specific locations. The longer runs are approximately half a mile. The first zorbing site was established in Rotorua, New Zealand, by David and Andrew Akers. History. Hamster balls, hard plastic single-layer spheres made for small rodent pets, have been manufactured and sold since at least the 1970s. A Russian article on the Zorb mentions a similar device having debuted in 1973. In the early 1980s, the Dangerous Sports Club constructed a giant sphere with a gimbal arrangement supporting 2 deck chairs inside. This device was eventually cut up for scrap, with some of the plastic remnants used to cover a compost heap. Human spheres have been depicted in mass media since 1990 when the Gladiators event Atlaspheres first aired, albeit with steel balls. In 1994, Dwayne van der Sluis and Andrew Akers conceived the idea for a type of sphere in Auckland, New Zealand, calling their invention the Zorb. With 2 other investors they created the firm Zorb Limited, and set to work commercializing sphering. Their business model was to develop the activity worldwide via a franchise system. In 2000, van der Sluis exited from the company to return to his career as a software engineer. Akers continued to run the company as CEO until April 2006, when he resigned. Around this time, Zorb's European master franchise operator, Michael Stemp, and Hungarian master franchise operator, Atalaxita Cubed, ended their affiliation with Zorb and started a manufacturing and sphering consultancy firm, Downhill Revolution, and created the human cocktail maker called Spinfies. Andrew Akers and his brother David Akers have since teamed up with Chris Roberts to create the OGO and the fish pipe. Sphering is also referred to as orbing or zorbing, and zorbing entered the Concise Oxford English Dictionary in 2001, where it was defined as a sport in which a participant is secured inside an inner capsule in a large, transparent ball which is then rolled along the ground or down hills. Construction. The Zorb is double-sectioned, with one ball inside the other with an air layer between. This acts as a shock absorber for the rider, damping bumps while traveling. Orbs are lightweight and made of flexible plastic, as opposed to the rigid plastic, for example, of a hamster ball. Many orbs have straps to hold the rider in place, while others leave the rider free to walk the orb around or be tossed about freely by the rolling motion. A typical orb is about 3 meters in diameter, with an inner orb size of about 2 meters, leaving a 50–60 centimeter air cushion around the riders. The plastic is approximately 0.8 millimeters thick. The inner and outer orb are connected by numerous small nylon strings. Orbs have 1 or 2 tunnel-like entrances. Facilities. Zorbing is performed at commercial locations, where prospective riders pay a fee for each ride or for a whole day's activity. Hill rolling is practiced in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, New Zealand, the middle of Sweden, Estonia, the Gold Coast in Australia, North Pole, Canada, the Czech Republic, Poland, the Slovak Republic, Switzerland, Japan, Quachai in India, Phukets in Thailand and Slovenia. In the United States, there are facilities in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Amesbury, Massachusetts, and Round Top Mountain Resort, Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Several franchise-based companies as well as OGO Incorporated, Downhill Revolution, which do not sell franchises but do offer consultancy services and products to suitable operators, have entered the market. Records. The Guinness Book of World Records recognizes 2 sphering records, set over 2 consecutive days in 2006, longest sphering ride held by Steve Camp, who traveled 570 meters. fastest spheering ride held by Keith Culver, who reached a speed of 52 km per hour. Fastest 100m in a Zorb, Euro 26.59 seconds. Held by Andrew Flintoff, who broke the record as part of his attempt to break 12 world records in 12 hours for BBC Sport Relief. Deaths. In June 2009, a teacher died and a pupil was seriously injured in the Czech Republic while trying Zorbing. In December 2012, a woman died from Zorbing in Boracay Islands, Philippines. She was reported to have suffered from serious dizziness and was throwing up for 3 days until she died from dehydration. In January 2013, a man died from a broken neck and another was seriously injured when a Zorb rolled out of control down a mountain, hitting rocks and eventually coming to a stop a kilometer away on a frozen lake in Dom Bay, Karacay, Czech Republic. The incident was caught on camera and uploaded to the internet. After the incident made international headlines, Russian authorities called for tougher safety laws. Zorbing in popular culture. In Chapter 6 of his 1930 novel, Hoity-Toity, the Russian science fiction writer Alexander Belyaev described a transparent ball encasing the scientist, who was thus able to walk in the jungle protected. In the novel, the ball was made of kautouk. A sphere can be seen in Regis Roland's 1986 film Apocalypse Snow. Jackie Chan is seen zorbing down a cliff in the opening scenes of Armor of God 2. Zorbing was shown as part of a roadblock on Season 5 of the American television show The Amazing Race. In the second series of Fresh Meat, Josie planned to go zorbing. Zorbing appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman on Wednesday, 14 July 2010. David Letterman tried it out in the studio before his guest Joseph Gordon-Levitt rode on 53rd Street outside the CBS studios in New York. Diplo, frontman of the group Major Lazer, has zorbed on crowds as an alternative to crowd surfing at Major Lazer concerts and at Mad Decent block parties, the festivals staged by his record label. In Slender, The Arrival, on a hidden scrapbook item, a brochure titled Welcome to Oakside Park, zorbing appears on the list of activities, with an asterisk showing a note at the bottom of the brochure, which says formal attire discouraged, but not expressly prohibited, including dark suits. A Zorb features in the music video for Halfway Gone By Lifehouse. An episode of Community featured Troy and Abed using the orb in a school-wide game of The Floor is Lava. See also, Water Ball, Hamster Ball, Atmosphere, Zorb Football, References. External links.